Well, joining us now is royal historian and broadcaster Rafe Hadel-Mancu. And Rafe, I did just want to share this with you from Jenny, our viewer, who says, thank God for Rafe. He always talks sense, one of the best royal commentators we have. So clearly our viewers are really appreciating your insight today.
Thanks, Jenny. See you after the show.
Here, though. Here. Quite right.
Yeah, exactly. You did a wonderful job in the last hour, and you will do again now. I wanted to ask your insight on some comments that we've been talking about all morning. They're from the former head of the Royal Navy. It's in the Mirror today. And it's about the Invictus Games. Harry's baby, he created those games. And they've said that there is now a serious terror threat over the Invictus Games because of the comments from Prince Harry that were revealed yesterday that he killed 25 Taliban fighters in Afghanistan. What's your reaction to that?
Not to mention the fact that I don't know a single soldier who would ever admit to how many people he's killed. I mean, the pure gauchiness just of that alone, before we get into the actual security side of things, which is very serious. As I said in the last hour, you know, Prince Harry's had two families, the royal family and the military, and he's betrayed both of them here. But yes, look, we've had a degree of fun laughing at the vulgarity in the book, amused at some of the gauchiness, but there is this more serious. The most serious side is the fact that he's actually increased the threat risk, not only to himself and his family, and we remember how concerned he was about bringing his family to this country because of the security risk, which he's now increased, not only to the monarchy, but actually to all of us in this country, and particularly not just the Invictus Games, but also we're just 4 months away from the coronation. Hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people will be descending on central London, and all it takes is one lone wolf to be inspired by the rhetoric of ISIS or of the Taliban calling Harry a war criminal to actually take things into their own hands. And that is the real danger here. And this is what Di Davis, the former head of the Royal Protection, has said. He's not been this concerned for royal family security for 25 years. Kim Darroch, National Security Advisor, said the same thing. Now we have Lord West again raising this issue with Invictus. This is serious stuff. And the incompetence, you have to wonder, well, firstly, about Random House publishers. Why don't they have an editor who maybe flagged this? Harry himself, and also what about his PR team? As I said in the last hour, this shows the disconnect between a California PR team and the reality that the royal household would never, of course, have allowed such a statement to be made.
Now, Buckingham Palace not saying anything, and that seems to be they're going to determined not to respond to any of this stuff. But what about the coronation itself? Do you think Harry will actually be there? A, will he be invited? B, will he turn up? What do you think?
So I think, well, firstly, we know that the king is also a father, right? We have to remember that the British nation may have given up on Harry, but the king still loves his son, still wants a reconciliation. We know that. And, you know, and appropriately for the Supreme Governor of the Church of England, he wants to turn the other cheek and keep that door open for his prodigal son. So, yes, the invitation will be there, I think, pretty sure, because otherwise you're just going to create more animosity between the two. I would rather hope he doesn't show up, because we want all focus to be on this ancient ceremony and on the king, and not have these side issues dominating the headlines the next day. So I really hope that they don't come. Now, the king has we just heard today that the king will not be requesting all of the royal dukes to pay homage, as normally happens in the coronation. They kneel before the king, kiss his ring and pledge fealty, along with the senior peers of the marquesses, barons, earls and viscounts. I was opposed to some of the modernisation of the coronation ceremony. Peers aren't wearing robes. There are lots of traditions are going, which I think is unfortunate. But this loss of tradition, I think, is important, because not only do you avoid Prince Harry, you also avoid Prince Andrew paying homage. And so I think, you know, kill two birds with one stone. I think that was probably a smart move to evolve that tradition. So only Prince William, on behalf of all the royal dukes, will be kneeling and paying homage.